Hello and welcome to BBTV. I'm your host, Lucas Weakley, and I'm back from First Robotics. And that's what we're going to talk about first. So the challenge this year was to build a robot that could shoot frisbees and or climb a tower, and do this all inside of a 3-minute time window inside of alliances like they always do at First Robotics. So how we did it was we started out the season pretty good. We ran into a couple of problems when we were building the robot, but we did finish it at the end. When we got to the competition, we didn't do so well. The robot didn't perform very well. There was some problems with the electrical systems. Even electrical engineers, full-time ones, couldn't even figure out what was wrong. Anyways, we only ended up going for about 2 matches in the whole thing, and we only scored 1 point. And it wasn't very good, but we did get the robot working at the end, which was kind of funny. Anyways, we didn't win anything there, but a couple of weeks ago, the team went over to the South Florida regional competition to try it out again. We did much better. We did a couple of minor changes to the robot when we got there, and it worked out really well, and we found out what the problem was. Anyways, we won a reward there, the Engineering Inspirational Award, which lands us a spot at the international competition for First in St. Louis. Unfortunately, I can't attend that, but I'll let you know how that goes. So back to stuff about BBTV. I have this really big project going on at the moment. It's a pretty big company hired me to do this project. I'm not telling you that much about it because I'm under contract not to say anything. All I can do is say that I have this big project and it's taking up a lot of my time. Once it becomes available to the public, I'll send it to you guys and you'll definitely be able to see it, and you'll probably want to see it. Anyways, this is taking up a lot of my time, and that means that I can't spend that time working on the bigger projects I do for BBTVs, meaning the KF airfoil test video. So I'm not going to be able to come out with that video up until after my project is done. But it's kind of good because the plane wasn't really flying how I wanted it to. The CG and everything, the dimensions of it weren't very good. The wings I'm going to be keeping. I'll have part 2 of the build series, the build log, up on my website pretty soon, so you guys can see that. But I'll be working on that plane during the project, and once the project is over, I'll come out with that video and it'll be pretty good. But besides that, the normal scheduled BBTV episodes are going to be coming out, meaning just the smaller ones that I do with the reviews and some of the scratch builds. So let's take a look at some of the episodes that are going to be coming out in the next couple of months. We have the transmitter reviews for the Turnigy 9XR and Orange T6, and I'm going to be comparing those to the DX6i transmitter. I'm also coming out with the Fat Shark Attitude SD goggle reviews. Plus, I'm going to be coming out with the plans for the $50 plane challenge, I promise. Also, we're going to be looking at some other scratch build designs that I've made. One with a KF-M4 airfoil, that's a wing. It's a very fast plane, and that's what it's made for. I have my tricopter and quadcopter that I'm finishing up. Those videos will be coming out pretty soon. And more scratch builds, like I said before. Plus, GoPro cases, those are coming out really soon. I'm finishing up the design for the Hero 2 and Hero 3 cases. And those, once that's done, I'll come out with a product video, and that'll explain where you can buy it and how you can contact me and how much it is. So that's pretty much it, and that's what's going to be happening for the next couple of months in BBTV. So another thing I want to talk about today is drones in the news. As many of you know, the media has been downplaying drones as being something like a predator drone flying over your neighborhood and bombing you in the middle of the night without you saying anything. And they're relating that to what we're doing with FPV, with quadcopters and small planes, and that's not what we want to do. We're just doing it for fun and sometimes to make money, and that's what I'm doing. Anyway, our program at school, called EMIT, the Engineering and Manufacturing Institute of Technology, has been doing this project lately. I've talked about this briefly in the past video about the quadcopter that I built for the school project. And we're doing this thing called the TLA, which is a thematic learning activity. And what we do is we group up into teams and we solve a problem. And last year when we were working on our castle TLA, if you remember, I flew my tricopter there and I did some FPV around there, got some video for them. My director saw my tricopter and she thought that everyone else could do it. So that's what our group project is now. And there are 44 teams, and each team has 5 people in each team, about And each team is going to have to design and build their own quadcopters and also fly them through obstacles and other things like that. We're pretty far along in the project. We've gotten pretty much the designs done and the frames are starting to be built. So I'll be definitely bring my camera to the flight day so that you guys can see how the quadcopters fly, because some of them aren't. Because this project is so big and there's a lot of people doing it, we've gotten some publicity from it. So I'm going to show you a couple of videos from news stations around here. This first one is going to be from the Ocala Star-Banner, which is my local newspaper. And they did a story in the newspaper about it. They also did a quick video for their website. So here is that video. And it's just me explaining what the quadcopter does and kind of like what the program and our project that we're doing at the program is. My name is Lucas Weakley. I'm a junior at the EMIT program at Forest High School. And this is our drone that I designed for EMIT so that they could see how it was going to be working for our next upcoming TLA, which is a group project that we do. There's 44 teams and they all have to build one of these. They design it themselves and then they have to fly it and go through different obstacles. So basically how this works is it's a quadcopter, so there's 4 motors. They have counter-rotating props so that there's no torque roll. And then this is a controller board in the middle. It has accelerometers and gyros on it, just like an iPhone. And it's able to hover on its own and stabilize itself in windy situations. And this will be used for surveillance for energy companies so they can maintenance their wires and towers, and then also for the police department and sheriff department so that they can chase down bad guys. So the next video is from our local CBS news station, and they came over to interview me and the program director and talk about the project that we've been doing and how it's been working and what it's going to be doing for the community. And they aired this on a Monday 5 o'clock spot, and they also had it on their website, so I put it in here. So this is the video.
No, it's a flying drone. Lucas puts on his goggles, then he starts flying the copter prototype.
I've been doing this for 3 years, so I have a little bit of practice with it.
Lucas's passion for airplanes has turned into a school project.
And I thought that would be really cool and I should do that, so then I did it and I figured it out myself. I went through 3 generations of it and I finally have one that's working really good. I've been doing this for a couple of years now, but it was just recently it brought up to Miss Perkins' attention that I've been doing this, so she wanted to turn it into a team project.
It's a project that many Forest High School students are taking part in. Roughly 200 students are involved in the EMIT program. In the TLA project, students are broken into 45 groups where they must design a drone similar to the one like this. The students spend a countless amount of hours each week working on their aeronautic crafts.
Planning is the most essential part of this. As far as construction, they could do that in 2 days. But the planning is essential to make sure everything's right.
But Lucas is a fast worker.
I can do it in about an afternoon because I've been doing it for a while now.
It's not just all fun and games. These quadcopters with built-in cameras are being built for the Marion County Sheriff's Office and Duke Energy.
We could use it in a disaster. If trees were down, electrical lines were down, and those trucks could not get in, they could fly in and see which areas needed the most help.
Brookins says the drones could also be used to help crowd control at an event and even help chase a suspect.
It can hover a mile in the sky, or it can hover, hundreds of feet in the sky just to be there and get footage and look around, and it may catch something that you would not normally see.
As Lucas looks to the sky, he's happy to see his hobby turn into something much more.
It feels really good. It's really cool to be able to be a part of something like this.
One day, an idea. Another day, a piece of work taking flight. Ashley Alvarez, GTN News.
So yeah, some of the things in that aren't very true, especially like the mile-high flying and stuff like that. But It's the news, what do you expect? Anyways, we had one more group come to the school to interview us. They're from the teaching channel, and they did more of a mathematics oriented video about how like the propellers relate to sine and cosine graphs and other things like that. But they did take us out, and I flew the quadcopter around for them to do just show what we talked about with the math stuff, and it's mostly math things. Anyways, they recently filmed that, and they'll be coming out with that video, which is like a 7-minute spot, this June. So when that comes out, I'll let you know so you can watch it on TV, or they'll have it on their website, so I'll put a link. Anyways, you can find the links to all the videos in the description, plus their articles that I talked about. The Busy BTV, all those things are going to be happening in the next couple of months. And that big project, I will let you know about it as soon as it's done. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. So remember, the week after next week, I'll be coming out with the Busy BTV episode, doing the transmitter reviews of the Turnigy 9XR and the Orange T6, comparing those with the Spectrum DX6i. And you're definitely not going to want to miss those. So please subscribe to my channel, leave comments and questions if you have them, and I will see you soon.